What's up, guys? This is going to be a different kind of video. I'm finally going to answer the question of where the heck have I been? And this is a question that you guys have all been asking either to me personally or through the question and answer section of many of my videos. And rightfully so, because I used to post almost daily and then I kind of went away. And so that's what we're going to talk about in this video. And so you're watching More Money. Let's get it. Welcome to the channel, guys. And I know it feels really weird, right? Like I'm posting multiple times over the last couple of days. You probably haven't seen that in a while, and rightfully so. I actually pulled some numbers for you guys just so that you could see how much of a production fall off actually happened. And I'm just reading it here off of my notes. I used to post every couple of days from 2021 when I started the channel through until 2023, early 2024. I posted 580 videos in 3 years. And, you know, in order to do that, I had a full-time job. And so I was really working overtime there. And then the following 2 years, there was a real fall off. In 24, I posted, you know, and I'll speak about it in a second, but after I'd gotten a new job, I had posted 7 videos in all of 2024 after March of 24. And then in 25, I effectively posted 1 video. And so actually 6 videos in all of 24 after March, and then 1 video in 25. And so that's how much of a fall off that was. And, you know, just thinking about how I used to, you know, put together the videos. Some of you guys know, maybe not everyone, but I'd get up at 4 in the morning, and basically from 4 to 6, I would look up a topic, write it up, or like, you know, decide what I want to say, record, edit, and publish by 6 in the morning. And then from 6 in the morning until 9, I did my quiet prep work that I needed to do, or doing whatever it is that I need to do for work, until 9, when, you know, 9 is when all the meetings would start, etc. And basically work from 9 until 8 p.m. every day. And so I was doing around 2 hours every day for YouTube, and then the rest of the time up until I went to bed at 8 p.m. because I'm a grandpa and I go to sleep early, but it's because I wake up early, was just for my dedicated full-time employment. And so that's how I did it. But it was sustainable in an environment where I was reporting up to somebody and I kind of had a good idea of what my workflow would look like. Early on in your career, you sort of have a cadence. You have busy periods, you have non-busy periods. And if you work hard enough and you work enough hours, you basically all of your time is like not super busy. I mean, you're working more hours sometimes just to complete things, but you're not sort of like overwhelmed in your mind. That all kind of ended. So what ended up happening is you know, this is going to the fall off. And when I sort of had to quit YouTube was in March of 24, I ended up getting a new job. And what ended up happening is a month into the job, I was hired on to be the right-hand man of the CFO. Well, the CFO decided to leave. And so what ended up happening is I was by myself 1 month into this new company, and I kind of entered this fork in the road, which is, you know, when you're the only person and obviously I work in finance. You guys know that. When you're the only person in the finance group, or the head of the finance group, you can either decide to go somewhere else, where there's a little bit more order and structure, or you can decide that, hey, you know what? There is no order and structure here. I'm going to create it from the ground up. And I just thought to myself that this is going to be very hard, but it's going to be a life-changing opportunity. And I'll show you exactly how much my life it changed. But I decided that I'm just going to go balls to the wall. I'm going to completely dedicate myself to standing up this finance organization. And I basically took something that was effectively inoperating, like not operating and wrong, to something that I would consider, at least in my opinion, a world-class finance organization, complete with, you know, really strong reporting, forecasting, board reporting, budgeting, everything just on a tight cadence. And we even started bringing in AI into the workflow. And, I thought to myself in 2024 when I went off on this path that if I can successfully do this in 2 years, I can really parlay this into the highest levels of finance. And what I was really looking at was like a CFO type role after this particular role where I'm effectively acting as the de facto CFO. And that's actually ended up happening. I recently took on a new role. I'm the head of the global finance organization. Everything kind of comes through my desk. And so it ended up really working out. So what that means is I probably won't be regular on YouTube as much as I was before. I won't be doing, 580 videos in 3 years. That won't happen. And truly, that just wasn't ever the goal. I just really liked doing it, and I had time in the mornings, and I enjoy getting up early anyways. I've been getting up at 4 a.m. for probably 15, 20 years. I don't know, but like I've been putting in those hours, and so it just made a lot of sense. But yeah, and so I will probably, because of the seniority of the level that I operate, which is effectively CFO scope, I will probably, I'll try and do monthly videos, but I don't think it's going to go back to a regular cadence. Now, I did want to show you guys what exactly happened. This is your typical timeline to a CFO role, and it makes a lot of sense for people to get there in about 25 years. And what ended up happening is, I effectively cut 10 years off the timeline. And so I reached that level around 15 years into my career. So I was able to hit that scope within, I guess, still in my 30s, which was a huge accomplishment. It still is a great accomplishment. And so now as I enter my 40s and, really, this should be the golden age of my career, I'm extremely grateful for that opportunity. Problem with that opportunity was that, I'm getting up at 4 a.m. and I'm grinding away, and, everything else in life kind of took a back seat. Even kind of my weight. You can see that I gained a little bit of weight over that time period. So everything just kind of came second to that. But now that I'm sort of out of that, I'll go back to sort of like a little bit more of a normal cadence. I'll be on YouTube more often. And so, I'm excited to be back. The one thing I did want to say is that over those 2 years, I would get emails or people would find the page and then write a comment on asking where I went and how much they missed me and how much they enjoyed the content. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart that I am extremely grateful. I know that on YouTube, you're either getting people who are posting every day, but they may not necessarily be at the competency level that the audience of this channel is at, or they're working in finance, and the only time that you really get to hear from these folks is because they're not YouTubers, as you hear them in interviews. And of course those interviews, whether it's I don't consider myself any of these types of people, but like whether it be like a Buffett or a Manish Prabhai or Michael Burry or whatever, like you sort of just have to wait until they interview before you can get some insight. And so I really love that at a much lower level, there is a community that we've built here where you guys do enjoy my insight and sort of how I look at things. I'm not going away. I'm going to be here for the next 50 years or as long as I'm alive. I really enjoy this community. And so I'll be around. It's just, as I've become more senior in my career, it's just going to be less so. But, if you want to guarantee to see me every month, I still, talk to the Patreons every month live. It's the first Saturday of every month. So you can join us there. Also, if you just wanted to see sort of like how I'm thinking about some companies, this is a shameless plug, but the model, I've never increased the price. It's still at $5 a month, and the models kind of give you an idea of how I'm sort of thinking about it. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't, but that's the whole thing, right? The expectation is that everybody in this community at least has their own models, and then they just compare it to what I have, and they agree or they disagree. And oftentimes you guys are disagreeing and you guys are right. I'm the one who's wrong. And so it's part of the fun. And so, again, I just want to say that I really appreciate the fact that you guys have stuck around with me. I really appreciate all the kind words that you guys have said throughout the years, and I expect to be here more often than just 6 videos over 2 years, but definitely not 580 videos over 3 years type of cadence. And so I'll leave it at that. If you guys have any questions, happy to answer them. And so I'll leave it there, and I'll see you guys later.